Hello and welcome. My name is Major Tom 3D, and I am your field commander for all you fellow captains out in the world of Eve Echoes, bringing you the tactics and tips that'll make you more efficient and have an easier time hunting in the universe of New Eden. Now, today we're continuing discussions about the class balance that is going on the test server for the upcoming changes that'll be implemented in May. And one of the things that throughout my testing process of a lot of the Tech 10 ships is the Striker class. The Striker class as a whole is fractured. Two ships are clearly balanced. When I say balanced, their damage and the ease in which they deal out that damage and take the ability to either avoid or take on that damage is pretty much the same. That would be the Amar Apocalypse Striker and also the Mimitar Maelstrom Striker. These two ships utilize lasers and cannons in order to do their primary damage because of the given roll bonuses that they are able to utilize, which brings them basically on a level playing field, which is fantastic. I think the developers actually accomplished setting out what they were intending to do to create a Striker class. Now, the Striker class was a modification that utilizes a siege mode that essentially is a switch that's enabled that gives the following bonuses. These bonuses are that the ship signal radius is boosted by 200%, making them an easier target to hit by either other players or the NPC ships. The ship speed is greatly reduced by 99%, making it basically an immobile moving target. And also for the Raven, the missile explosion radius is increased by 1,000%. Again, I gotta just emphasize that number 1,000%. The missile explosion speed is also reduced by 90%. Also, the weapon tracking speed is reduced by 95%. Yes, that's right. For all those turrets, they're now tracking at 5% of their designed tracking speed. And also, all damage for all of the ships is increased by 100%. However, for the Caldari Raven, it says 100%, but because of the way that they implemented the siege mode, it does not deliver. In fact, it's hard to actually deliver 100 hit points of damage against a rat in the game as it's currently on the test server, which is incredibly poor design. I mean, the other three Striker ships are able to do a vast better job of delivering damage to NPC ships. So, in my opinion, the Raven should be doing the same. And it's clearly designed for player installations of citadels and outposts. And without enough testing, I really don't think that that really is a valid output, even for those structures. So that is just totally something that needs to be changed before it's implemented in May. Now, it seems clear that the developers, NetEase, are having a difficult time with missiles on a whole, trying to get them balanced. So with that said, I really don't see them being able to fix this before May in order to kind of get the damage where it mimics that 5% tracking speed, because they really doesn't work out the same, because missiles are based on a ship's movement, the size, and things like that. So this is something that almost kills the class as a whole, and maybe they need to reevaluate the type of ship that is a true striker. Maybe they need to take a look and creating a Hyperion striker to be able to make this a level and proper striker ship. Now, the other ship that is still also on a lower function is the Gallente Megathron. The Megathron, if we were to take a look at the bonuses that are built into the ship, it would show that we have similar bonuses, but the problem with the bonuses that's lacking is the range. As you can see, we have these standard weapon types, and almost all the ships, as far as the Amarr and the Maelstrom, have range bonuses to the large weapons that they use, and there is no range bonus here. And so a simple fix to correct this would be to implement a either a 8% or a 10% range bonus to the Megathron, which would just address the whole issue on a whole. Because as you can see here, we've got a 4% additional large railgun damage, which gives you a total of 20%. We've got an excellent large railgun activation reduction of 25%. And if they extend the range, rather than boosting the tracking speed by 37.5%, which is for the tracking speed of railguns, railguns already have the best tracking speed. Maybe reduce it down for each level to 5%, giving a total greater of 25% on top of the railguns already good tracking. There again, that's only my opinion, but when you compare it to the Mimitar's turrets, which, let's be practical, has the worst cannons have the worst tracking out of the three turret types. So we've got the +6 large cannon decreased activation time, which is 30%. That is absolutely incredible. Now the tracking speed, which as you can see here, is 8%. That comes close, comes closer, I should say, to the tracking of the lasers. But it still doesn't come close to the railguns. So when you compare this against the Amarr Apocalypse, here we go. You'll see that the Apocalypse Striker, it got bonuses on all the sweet things. We have our damage increase, we have our optimal range increase, and we have tracking speed also increased. The only thing that would have made this thing overpowered would have been to give it a rate of fire activation decrease. So I think this was a great compromise. I mean, it's already getting a 40% damage bonus, not including that nice 100% damage bonus from the siege modes itself. I mean, this to me is basically the best ship out of all four of them as far as damage dealing. From a range, the optimal range is increased by 37.5%, and also the tracking speed is increased by 37.5%. So I'd like to be able to get your opinion about what we're seeing with the Striker class, so that we can go to the developers and try to get these problems fixed. It's May. The greatest problems that I see for the developers is getting the missile class, that Raven Striker, fixed. Turrets are an easy thing to balance and to get close and still have them have an advantage and disadvantage over each other. The missile class, to try to get it so that the DPS is practically near, above, or below, depending on it. Since they're always hit, I would have to go for the below part, but a consistent part that makes it easier to use. So, with that said, again, we need to get our opinions into the developers so that they can fix this before they roll out this balance update in May. I want to thank everybody for listening to this, and I want to wish everybody good hunting in the world of New Eden.